Rockstar actually showed you the gore of GTA 6 without showing you it, because funny enough, the technology of gore and blood splatters actually looks exactly like this. Now, there is no gore in this shot, it's just a bunch of booties. But if you zoom into the booties, you can see that there is actual sweat going on. And that sweat is the exact same technology as blood, which will be dripping down human bodies and even splattering on surface areas like cars, lampposts, benches, whatever it is. Because GTA 6's publishers in 2020, right when the game started production, filed a patent called Systems and Methods for Fast Simulation and Visualization of Sparse Fluids. Those are some big words, so I will explain what it is, because it's highly relevant to the development of GTA 6, especially its advanced graphics system. And here is a breakdown of exactly that, starting with the purpose of the patent, which is focused on simulating fluids like sweat, blood, even tears or raindrops in a realistic but very efficient way in terms of computing power, because the PS5 needs to handle all of this, as simulations are always very tough to do, especially in real time. Even Hollywood movies take long to render these types of simulations, but now they do it in real time. And here is how, because there are some key innovations right here. Number one is the 2D simulation of 3D visualization. Let me tell you what this means. Fluids are simulated, in this case on the body, on a 2D plane, but it is rendered as if they exist in 3D space. And this is faster in terms of computer power because it uses fewer system resources. So the 2D plane is on a 3D surface, such as a character booty, and then number two, it is a real-time fluid behavior. So it calculates how the fluids move based on gravity vectors, surface properties like bumps or hair, or how the people move in terms of animation data. So when they shake their booty with their booty physics, which is a whole different system I'll get into in a later video, this fluid technology will have calculated where it is gonna go. And you as a person playing the game doesn't even notice that all of this calculation is going on because you're so immersed into the game. And then you have multiple dynamic fluid properties like those animations, but also the environment, things like wind. We've seen that wind has a big part in the realism of GTA 6 because in some shots in the trailers, you can see that wind is going through t-shirts and whatnot. That's also going to be affecting this liquid fluid simulation. And if you aren't subscribed yet, I'm trying to get to 6 bazillion, trillion, gazillion subscribers, so click that button. Let's get back to the video. And then you have concepts like lift off, where fluid just drops off. You have roll off, where fluid moves to an adjacent area. You have evaporation, you know what that is. And you have production, where it actually emits the fluid and starts going somewhere. So now you know what it's like under the hood, how it kind of works, but there's also, of course, the practical applications. How does this work in real time? Well, there's three things that the fluid simulations do. You have the one that I just explained with sweat simulation, you also have rain interaction, and you have the blood dynamics. Now, with the rain interaction, from the technical perspective, rain droplets can be simulated to interact with characters and environments, flowing over surfaces and reacting to movements. So when you're driving a car and it rains, the droplets on the windows, that is that simulation we're talking about now. Depending on how fast the car goes, the simulation will be different. Depending on if there's window wipers, the simulation is definitely going to be different because it's going to be wiping away. If you're steering to the left or the right, the simulation will adjust towards that. So that's super cool and really clever. Same with rain coming onto human skin. It's basically the same as sweat, but it's just way more thick than sweat is. And then you have the blood dynamics, which is, from a technical perspective, in combat scenarios, blood can be simulated to splatter and flow realistically, adhering to surfaces and reacting to movements. And from a player experience, after a skirmish, players might observe blood trailing from a wounded NPC, adding a visceral layer to the aftermath of conflicts. Now, there's only one little moment in trailer 2 where you can see blood, and that is actually when Jason is throwing this guy against a car with the car on fire in the background, and you can see that his elbow is a little bit scraped, and it seems like the blood is already dried, so we don't really get to see any blood simulation in any of the footage of GTA 6. And by the way, why is that, do you think? Well, it is basically because the people marketing this game are marketing it towards everybody. They want you to think it's a fun action adventure, not even a game, it's a piece of entertainment. And if you're gonna put blood and gore and nastiness into the trailers and marketing material, it's gonna be different to market to everybody. Even though this is a probably gonna be mature rated game, those marketing people in their little suits wanna be very sneaky with how they present the game. So that's why you don't see any horrific stuff in the trailer, except for like a quarter of an explosion, which was the coolest part of the trailer anyway. And then you also have the integration with gameplay and environment. So GTA 6's advanced AI and environmental systems really do complement this fluid simulation technology, because you have adaptive NPC reactions where NPCs may respond to visible signs of injury or environmental conditions such as seeking shelter during rain, creating a dynamic world, but also getting spooked because they see blood somewhere on the floor dripping down from a wall. Whenever Lucia's cage fighting, people will see all the blood going ooh. And also, if you don't want to leave any evidence behind, you really gotta look out for those environmental interactions, because if you're walking over blood, your shoes might have blood sticking to it, and you might leave a trail of blood in the form of your shoe shape. Because fluid simulations enhance interactions with the environment, such as wet footprints or blood trails, which could influence stealth mechanics or police investigations. And even though this is such a detailed little thing, it really helps blowing everybody's mind with how realistic this game is going to be. And it really adds on top of that wow factor that everybody has when they look at everything regarding GTA 6. We haven't even seen 60% of what the game actually is, maybe even 70 to 80%. Maybe we've only seen like 5-6% of the game. There is so much in this game that we don't know about yet, and things like gore, blood, shooting, violence is one of these things. So hopefully with this video you got a little bit of a better idea of what you can expect at launch from GTA 6. Thank you again to SadLife420 for gifting even more memberships. All of them are here on screen. I love every single one of you guys. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye.